All right, in this video, we're gonna talk about half-life. Half-life, the amount remaining in of an element with a half-life of H is given by the following formula after T years n sub 0. That's gonna be our initial amount. Y is 0.5, 0.5 because 1 minus 50% equals 0.5. T divided by H because we need to know how many half-lives have occurred. So if the half-life's like 5 years and 15 years have passed, the amount has decayed by half 3 different times. And we got that by dividing. So we got to divide the time by the half-life. So our example here, the half-life of iodine is 4 days. It's going to be H, a 200-gram sample. That's what we're starting with. How much would be left after 36 days? That is T. So we're looking for the amount. We start with 200. Half-life is always 0.5. The time is 36. The half-life is 4. And we would type that in the calculator exactly like it looks. 200. I'm using the most scientific calculator. 0.5 raised to the fraction 36 over 4. And we see we got about 0.39 grams left. 0.39 grams left. How long would it take for there to be 75 grams remaining? So in this case, N would be 75, so 75 equals 200 times 0.5 raised to the T divided by 4. Half-life is 4 in this case. Divide both sides by 200. We need to know how to solve an exponential equation. So we get 75 over 200 is equal to 0.5 raised to the T divided by 4. We can rewrite this as a log. The base is still 0.5. The T over 4 is going to end up being over there by itself. The logarithm is always equal to the exponent. And then the 75 over 200 goes inside the parentheses. We can multiply by 4 on both sides to get T by itself. And then we can type this in our calculator 4 times. In order to type the base, the different bases in our calculator, we need to do log. We're going to do 75 over 100. I think it's 200 actually. I'll go back and double check here in a second. In the denominator, we're going to do log of 0.5. And we see it's going to take about 5.66. It is 200, so T equals 5.66, and we're talking about days in this case. So it takes about 5.66 days for the 200 grams to become 75 grams. This next example is actually asking for the half-life. What is the half-life? So we're actually solving for H in this case. We're starting with 100 grams. It decays to 12.5. That's going to be N. And it takes 21.6 seconds for that to happen. So we have everything we need in the equation. We're actually not going to use the 16 because the 16 is the name of the nitrogen isotope that we're looking at here. So we get 12.5 is equal to 100 times 0.5. The time is 21.6, and we were looking for the half-life. So there's our variable on H. So we divide by 100 on both sides. You can type this in the calculator and solve around the whole bunch. If you round the whole bunch, you will get your answer would not be as accurate as we want it to be. We're going to rewrite this as a log. So we get log of 0.5. The 12.5 over 100 goes inside the parentheses. And that's going to always equal the exponent. In order to solve for H here, we would multiply by H on both sides. We get H times the log. All of this stuff is going to be equal to the time, 21.6. And then to get H by itself, we can actually divide all of this by the log. And then the log is going to cancel out on the left. And then we can type the right side in our calculator to solve for the half-life. And we can do this with pretty much any element. We just put that element on a scale measure how much that element weighs or how much mass is there. Take some time, and then measure that mass again. And then we can use that information, to determine, the half-life. So 21.6 divided by, in this calculator, well, I can't figure out how to, do the division sign instead of just a fraction. So we do the fraction, we get log 12.5 over 100 on top. And then on the bottom, I get log of 0.5. And that's gonna be our answer. Dividing by 21.6 divided by the log is a lot different than the log divided by 21.6. So make sure you type that in the calculator correctly. So in this case, H, the half-life, is equal to 7.2 seconds. So this element, nitrogen 16, is gonna decay to half of what we had to begin with every 7.2 seconds.